As the ceaseless hum of the Nereus's generators vibrated through my bones, I pressed my face to the cold porthole, watching faint ripples distort the endless black expanse below, where the ocean's weight seemed to press back with an unseen hunger. At 42, I'd spent my life chasing the secrets of the deep as a marine biologist for Oceanic Ventures, leading submersible expeditions into realms where light never reached and pressure could crush steel like paper. This latest mission, a promotion thrusting me into command over uncharted abyssal plains in the Pacific, promised revelations that could rewrite everything we knew about evolution. Yet out here, anchored above the Mariana Trench, isolation wrapped around us like a shroud. The crew of 20 bustled in the dim corridors, geologists poring over seismic charts, engineers tinkering with ROVs, divers sharing grim jokes to ward off the quiet dread. The air hung thick with salt and ozone, and through every viewport, that vast darkness stared back, hinting at vulnerabilities we dared not name. During a routine submersible dive to map the seafloor, our ROVs picked up strange metallic signatures buried under layers of sediment. I leaned over the console, heart pounding with excitement, as the feeds revealed twisted, iridescent alloys, nothing like human tech. It looked like the wreckage of some ancient craft, maybe extraterrestrial, with faint glowing residues pulsing in the dark. As the ROVs disturbed the site, clouds of bioluminescent particles billowed up, drifting toward the surface unnoticed. I dismissed it as harmless deep-sea phenomena, my mind already racing with the possibilities for science. Back in my cramped cabin, reviewing the footage, I felt awe mixed with a creeping unease. This could change everything. Evolutionary secrets locked in those depths. But then, the glitches started. Monitors flickering, static hissing like distant voices. Pressure artifacts, I told myself, shrugging it off. The crew reported minor issues too, but we pressed on. I prepped for a manned dive with Jose Valdez, our no-nonsense engineer, and Dr. Madeline Voss, the geologist who'd always questioned my optimism. As the abyss diver sealed shut, the descent began, hull creaking under the crushing weight. Lights flickered erratically, and shadowy forms darted at the edges of our beams. Probably just squid or anglerfish, I thought. At the site, enormous organic metallic structures loomed, pulsing with eerie energy like living machines. We collected fragments, my gloves trembling with anticipation. But on the ascent, Jose muttered about seeing something impossible. A figure in the porthole, like a sailor from centuries ago. I laughed it off as nerves. That night, things escalated. Alone in the corridors, I heard footsteps trailing behind me. Turning, I faced what appeared to be a crewmate, but his face shifted. Skin crusting with barnacles, eyes glowing faintly, voice archaic and pleading. "Join us in the depths, Doctor. Treasures await." Panic surged as I bolted into the dive bay, flooding it with emergency lights. The thing dissolved into mist, but doubt gnawed at me. Voss confessed similar visions, World War II submariners clawing at her quarters, speaking of confinement. Jose spoke of guilt-ridden ghosts from his past dives. Paranoia spread like rot. I started logging incidents, sonar emitting drowned pleas, lights dimming to reveal imposters mimicking our voices, sowing distrust. One confrontation nearly turned bloody when a scientist accused Voss of being one of them. Tracing bioluminescent residue on the vents, I realized it came from the wreck, infiltrating our systems. Then, the salvage team vanished, their last transmission a cacophony of screams and seductive calls to merge with the eternal crew. Dreams plagued me, drowning in endless blackness, entities like Shackleton urging me deeper. We quarantined sections, devised tests, shared memories only we knew, but they adapted, phasing through walls like smoke. In a desperate solo dive, shadows coalesced inside the sub, melting faces begging for rescue, tendrils grasping. I jettisoned ballast, rocketing upward, lungs burning with phantom water from my childhood near drowning. Lab tests confirmed it. Parasitic organisms from the craft, hijacking minds with personalized terrors. They didn't kill outright, just drove us to fatal depths for their feast. Now, entities assault openly, flooding compartments, morphing into lost souls. My estranged family, failed mentors, luring me to the submersible. I rally what's left of us, harpoons in hand, but every shadow suggests betrayal. The ship groans, descending into madness, and I wonder if I'm already one of them. As the Nereus buckled under the assault, water roaring into the control room like a vengeful tide, I fought through the chaos, my harpoon slick with bioluminescent slime from the entity's dissolving forms. They surged as a writhing mass, Shackleton's stern gaze melting into my father's disappointed eyes, Voss's screams resounding as tendrils dragged her under, promising eternal knowledge if I just surrendered to the depths. But in that frenzy, clarity pierced the madness. The alien console at the wreck site glimpsed in my last dive, its self-sealing pulse a beacon of desperation. With Jose's dying breath urging me on, his body crumpling into mist as he shoved me toward the remaining sub, I sealed myself in and plummeted back to the deep. The hull screamed under pressure, hallucinations clawing at my mind, drowning lungs from my youth. The trench's hunger pooling like the ocean's endless black expanse through those portholes. Shadowy impostors hammered at the glass, faces shifting from lost sailors to my own fractured reflection, hinting at vulnerabilities I'd long ignored. I arrived at the site, where organic, metallic structures thrummed with frantic energy, dodging grasping forms that burst from the sediment, barnacled horrors pleading for merge. I slammed my fist onto the glowing console. A seismic shudder erupted, the wreckage imploding in a vortex of light, recalling the particles like a siren's reversed call. The entities held as their forms frayed into harmless glow. The symbiotic parasites starved of their psychic feast, while the seal locked them away. Surfacing in the escape pod, I gasped for air thick with salt and ozone. The generator's hum silenced forever as the Nereus vanished into the dark. A cargo ship hauled me aboard after some time, where their medics dismissed my ravings as delusions born of narcosis, with no trace of the wreck or crew to corroborate my story. Back on land, I burned my logs, and shattered the artifacts in a fit of resolute dread, vowing that no one else would chase those evolutionary secrets turned nightmares. Yet, in quiet moments, avoiding even a glass of water, I catch flickers in the mirror, a shape-shifting sailor with my eyes staring back from the depths within. The ocean's unseen hunger lingers, a shroud of isolation that no promotion or discovery can lift, leaving me forever adrift in the depths of my fractured mind.